Right, it is time to take a look at another LEGO review. Yeah, this time we got something a little bit more special. This is from the Star Wars line that came out this year, and this is of course from the show The Book of Boba Fett. This is Boba Fett's throne room. It's the only set that they've made for that series. The other one they made is actually Mandalorian set, which is the Luke Dark Trooper attack scene, whatever that was called again. And of course, this is basically Jabba the Hutt's palace, but has been slightly remade and narrowed down to just a little smaller build. But I think I paid around $100 for this. So of course, because it is a licensed set, it is therefore a little bit more expensive, but it is to be expected. But in this set, you get some of the following figures: Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, Bib Fortuna, a Gamorrean Guard, a Quarren, whoever that lady is, and is that a Weequay? I forgot. Let me check. Yeah, that's a Weequay. Yeah, that's a Weequay. And yeah, so overall, this is just, I think the main focus of this set is on the throne itself. So let's dig in, shall we? Okay, let's kick things off immediately by looking at the main build itself. This is the only thing. There's no side builds, nothing else. It's just this and the minifigures. So let's take a look at them. The first play feature I want to point out immediately is that you can readjust this to make a more confined space if you wanted to. There is, of course, some lightsaber hilts there just holding the thing in place, so you can, of course, lock them in place. They don't just fling everywhere. So, like I said, you can enclose this if you want a more. It doesn't necessarily save a lot of space because it still takes up the same amount, so it's not too much of a difference, but it does in a way change a little bit of the play environments. I guess that's one way to put it. The secondary play feature is this one. I actually dropped this when carrying this to the studio because it was just not secure, but it's still pretty good, which is basically the throne can slide and be removed, and inside a review is an arsenal of weapons. So I am gonna actually take the throne out and show you guys a piece of its own. So of course, if you know Jabba's palace well enough, you do realize that, well, it's obviously not in this set, but there is a big trapdoor that sends victims down into the Rancor pit, and then the throne can move forward for Jabba to spectate the Rancor eating up whoever's in the pit. Of course, this being Boba Fett's pit, that doesn't happen, although he does get a Rancor, but they kind of recreate the feature with the thing with this feature here. So there's that. So the throne build itself, I am not gonna lie, it is pretty solid. There was a lot going on. It's a lot of different pieces being used, and so I think it's very detailed, and I do think it looks very well. Of course, there are some gray areas like the back, but that's the stuff you don't see. But other than that, this is, look, if you just take a look at this as a set of its own, this would be a pretty good like $5 set. And it does have a built-in play feature in which you can kick off the person sitting on the throne. So of course, in the Mandalorian post-credit scene, Bib Fortuna is sitting on the throne, but then Boba Fett shoots him, and then you can push the thing, and that will send him falling down, his dead corpse falling on the floor, like that. So, very simple play feature, but a very unique one. At the same time, there is a little tilt here on the side to, if you want to do the scene of Boba sitting on the throne and Fennec chilling on the side. Of course, that is possible from this piece here. And then other than that, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. Oh, there's a flask. There's, I don't know what these are. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So there is stickers being used here, and these are Rancor stickers. I guess that's this hint. That's supposed to nod at Boba's Rancor pet, I guess. I don't know, something like that. But it still looks pretty nice. So this is a pretty nice throne. Now that out of the way, we can now see the inside of this build a lot easier. So there is a lot of stuff going on behind the throne. So first and foremost, there's a rotisserie over there roasting some chicken, and yes, you can very much indeed rotate that bad boy around. I don't remember if you can open up the roof. I need to check. No, you can definitely open up something. I think you can open up the back. Was it? There we go. So the back open up. Now you can kind of see the rotisserie a little better. So yeah, you can rotate it with ease. There's a table there with some water. There's a pile of bones back there. And then now that I've opened this up, you can see the back. So let's get a zoom in. There you go. What do we got there? It's pretty much a little bar. There's some red lights. And then you've got like it's a little kitchen. There's like a saucepan being cooked. I guess that's like a sink or something. I'm not entirely sure exactly what's there. So there's that. So that's one, of course, accessibility makes it very, very good to the fact that, you know, this play feature exists. So let's lock that back. And here's what it looks like at the back. There's a little snake there, as you can see. Just a little subtle little detail. And then you can see there is the tower, the watchtower, or the sniper tower, call it whatever. And you can, of course, pose a minifigure up there. There is a pair of binoculars up here. This is kind of weird, but there's like a weird hole here. There's not exactly a floor. So you gotta stick your minifigure on the stud here, which I think that's a little bit of a flaw on the build. But you can, of course, open the door, and I guess that's why they have the hole. And they have this little very unique play feature, which is, you know, they have these, I guess these are turrets, but they have that camera thing at Jabba's palace, like when this was still Jabba's palace. And the thing is, it's very simple. You just push the thing at the back, you get that little door camera piece that talks to C-3PO. Yeah, there's that, and then, yeah, very, very unique Easter egg, so you can recreate that scene, and of course, the door itself slides right open like that, as a sliding door. So it opens and closes with the easiest of the easiness. Not even sure that's a sentence. And another play feature is down here on the stairway. You can flicker this up. There's a little knob on the side. You can do this. You can like launch a minifigure. Just, you know, they trip down the stairs or something. That's one way to do it. And then there's a control panel here, and that's pretty much it. As for this side, this is just a little seating area, call it if you will. Oh, my hand's in the way. And yeah, you can just set 2 minifigures in there, just having a drink and chill, and that's pretty much it. And there's a little barrel on the top there. Finally, but definitely not the least, what is underneath the throne? There is a little storage unit. There is some Beskar armor that just fell out, and there's a couple of blasters inside as well. So it's a little hidden secret storage in case the throne room heats up, and Boba can just grab a bunch of weapons, and you know what's next. So there's that. So overall, there is a lot of accessibility. There is a lot of play features in this tiny little build, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. However, I feel like there's just not enough. It had a lot of potential, and I just feel like it could be lived. There could be a little more additions to it and made it a lot more better than what it currently is. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but my point is it had a lot of potential. That's where I'm getting at here. So overall, this main build is meh, it's alright, but it's not the best. So let's now take a look at the minifigures. Okay, it's time to take a look at the minifigures. Starting with our first guy here, we have, of course, the bounty hunter himself, Boba Fett. Now, this figure ain't new. Gonna spill that right now for you guys. This figure is not new. We have gotten him before in a previously released LEGO Summer 2021 set, which is his Slave 1 set. And it's a much cheaper set, so therefore it's actually a much easier way to get him if you're really trying to find this figure specifically. And let's take it off. And you can see the Tamura Morrison face underneath, and he does not have a secondary face. And that's pretty much it. So the same black outfit and everything, because his outfit literally has not changed from Mandalorian to Boba Fett. It's the same outfit, so there's that. And yeah, he's got his rifle, he's got his jetpack. Yeah, it's your same old modern Boba Fett figure. Next up, we have Fennec Shand, and I am not gonna lie, I am not a fan of this figure. They really did Fennec Shand dirty. Now, I understand this may be the only hairpiece LEGO might have in their inventory, but it just ain't it. It does not fit her well. It just doesn't look like Fennec Shand. And honestly, I'm just gonna stick back to the helmet one I got from Moff Gideon's cruiser. This just ain't it. Fennec Shand does not need to be disrespected like this with that hairpiece. I've met Ming-Na Wen, and I know IRL, she does not have a hair like that. That just ain't it. But the sniper rifle was pretty basic as well. But like I said, taking the hairpiece aside, it's still a pretty good minifigure. It get the helmet instead of the hair. I swear to God, this hair just ain't it. I applaud LEGO for attempting it, but I'm sorry. You could really have developed a new hairpiece just for this figure. Like, it would honestly be a lot better than what we've got here, than the result we got here. So, yeah, this ain't it. Next up, we have a singular Gamorrean guard, and these guys are the pig-like guards, of course, that once guarded Jabba's palace, and now they follow Boba. I do have a couple of these guys, so I have seen these guys. I know what they look like. I do know, of course, the head is just one big mold, as you can see. Oh, now it's out of focus. But you can see the head and body is pretty much one whole mold as a whole armor piece. So therefore, underneath the actual minifigure torso is just this blank piece thing. Of course, he's got his axe, and yeah, I don't exactly know if this is a new print. I don't think so. So I don't think this Gamorrean guard figure has anything new in the first place. I think he's just your average guard, and we've definitely gotten him in previous sets. So just one in this set, but still pretty good figure. Next up, we have Bib Fortuna. Thank God he's not fat in this one. He is, of course, very fat in the post-credit scene. My guy has really taken on Jabba's physical appearance. But here we just have a normal minifigure skinny Bib Fortuna, which I think is much better than than the fat Bib Fortuna. Some of you may not like it just because it's not accurate, but I think it's good. I've never gotten the original Bib Fortuna minifigures, so this is my very first Bib Fortuna figure, and yeah, maybe that's why I have that preference. I don't know. But you see, he does have two faces. You got his scared face, and you got his slightly grinny-ish face, and you've got this big, I don't even know what this is called. It's like the big headpiece that he has, and of course he's got this staff that apparently was first introduced in the old Bib Fortuna action figures. So kind of cool to see LEGO keeping that tradition. But other than that, yeah, this is a pretty solid figure. I'm so glad it's this and not a fat, chubby Bib Fortuna. Okay, the next figure we have here, I genuinely don't know who she is. On the box it says she's a Thelan dancer, but I don't recall her contribution at all in the show. I don't even remember seeing her. At first, when I saw these set images, I thought she would be that Twi'lek that owns the bar, the Sanctorum, was it? Sanctuary or something like that? Yeah, I thought it was that Twi'lek lady, but this looks nothing like a Twi'lek. It's a dancer apparently, and she's got the brightest, pinkest hair I've ever seen. Now, if you know exactly where she is from the show and what episode, what scene, let me know in the comments, because I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely have zero clue of where she's from. But she does look like one of those tattoos. I really thought maybe she's one of those cyber people? Not quite sure. But anyways, yeah, this ain't my favorite figure, just because it just felt very random. And it just, compared to the rest of the figures, just doesn't seem to fit the theme. This ain't it. This is not I think the Fennec Shand is slightly better than this figure for sure. Alright, then we have a little Quarren. There's no particular name, just a Quarren. I love Quarren figures. These guys are awesome. I have a couple of them from other sets, and this is just another great addition. He's one of those older looking Quarrens, which is perfect. Of course, it is a specially molded headpiece, which you can barely rotate just because of the tentacle beard, kind of giving that Davy Jones vibes. But yes, very nice random Quarren figure. I love it when there's random figures like this, who literally don't do much in the show, or have any contribution to the story, but yet they get their own minifigure in an official set. So this is pretty good. And last but definitely not the least, we have our little Weequay here. Now Weequays are bald, so LEGO did nail this right, but just making it a plain, simple minifigure head. no other special molds or anything. But of course, that means sacrificing a secondary face. That's alright. Still pretty cool. For a LEGO attempt, this is pretty standard for a weekly. I think LEGO has done the best they can for this guy. So yeah, pretty good attempt, and I think it's pretty good. So I'm not gonna say it's the best figure. I think my favorite figure from this set is definitely Bib Fortuna, but he's still a pretty well designed one. So that being said, that's all the minifigures. Now let's take a look at the box for this set. All right, and here is the box. Even though this is a $100 box, this box is actually relatively smaller, looking almost like a $70 or $50 set, which is of course a little bit on the expensive side, but needless to say, I've said this for the Dark Trooper Attack set as well, that the colors they decided to go for this time for the boxes here are very nice, using the dark black theme for this box. And I think that is a very smart decision. We do have a little artwork of Boba and Fennec, a line of minifigures here, and then taking a look at the back of the box, of course, showing off all the play features, the detachable parts, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is it for this set. That is it for this box. Now let's wrap up the review. Overall, a pretty solid set, but even for that price, I would say it's a little bit much. Maybe if it was a little bit cheaper, I think it would be a little bit more acceptable. Like, to be fair, like, for what you get this like little build, and it just seems like it doesn't need to be like $100. Honestly, if this feels like a $60 set, if I'm being completely honest, because it's really not too much going on here. The selection of minifigures is mediocre, because we do have the other sets in which you can get Boba Fett as well as Fennec Shan. I think if they include maybe a Black Chrysanthemum figure, like the first time we actually get Black Chrysanthemum, that would be great. Or maybe if we get, I mean, that would kind of be a spoiler, but another certain bounty hunter in this set would be great as well. But overall, it's not bad. I just feel like it could definitely be a lot better. So in the end, my final score for this will definitely be a 7 out of 10. I just feel like it had potential, but LEGO kind of just stopped it at a point, and it just missed a lot of great potential. So, that being said, that's pretty much it for this review. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel and check out the other stuff. They are available throughout the channel, and in the meantime, I am Mark45, you've been amazing, and we'll see you all in the next video. Talk to you again later, bye for now.